Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler, and today I'm going to be showing you a technique that can make your reports run up to 10 times faster, maybe even more. Um, so at least it did for one of my reports. So this report page that you're looking at here, this is what I submitted for the uh, DataViz World Championship EU edition. This was the headline insights page. And I decided to start with this one because it really originally I had kind of thought this would be more dynamic. It turned out to be really it's just kind of static information, that the journalists and stuff could just grab quick headlines from. So so I decided I'd start with this page because well it's pretty much the first page in the report after the welcome page, right? And so what you're looking at here, these are all the new card visual that has the flag as the URL and then you know the name of the country, and then this is actually a button, and this is a button, and this is a text box. And that's the same way for all of these, right? These are all buttons, these are images up here, that's a text box, right? So I decided, well, okay, so I originally created these measures, and really the measure just comes back with largest life satisfaction drop. That's just text. It's just a text measure. It doesn't actually query the data engine or anything like that. Um, and then this one actually, I can't remember if that one does. Let me see if that one actually does any kind of calculation at all. Well, okay, it does life satisfaction change, so that's a measure, and there's a plus sign in front of it. So a little bit of calculation is going on there. So I decided that since this was all static, that I could build this with just static, text boxes and no buttons or anything like that, and just images and that sort of thing. So that's what I did. So I built this alternate version. Well, if it wants my computer wants to. Okay, it didn't crash on me or anything. So this now, this actually so the same images and same text box, but now this is just a shape, and then this is a text box. Well, if the this is a text box, that's a image. This is a text box, right? These are text boxes. Everything's just text boxes, shapes, and images. All right, and there's actually more visuals on this page. So there's actually 51 visuals. And on the other page, it was 35. And that's because every card visual had to become 3 visuals instead of 1 visual, right? So that's a difference of 16 visuals, 16 different elements, right? So it's the card it makes up this, and this now became a shape, a text box, and an image. So I did the same thing on this, right? I fired up Performance Analyzer, right? I did 10 refreshes on this, and did 10 refreshes on the other one. I exported both of those things out, right? And I get to my performance report, which we're going to go to next here. So so now before we get into this, I had to fix this stupid report. Um, it's just amazing to me just some of the craziness that goes on with this report and just how badly it was engineered. So here's the thing. So all right, so you have these things called user refreshes, right? This user action, right? And you can see it, this source label, user action refresh. Okay, and then you have these visual container lifecycle, which contain the entire lifecycle for each visual. Okay, but they're not tied back to that refresh. So you can see they created. Let me get this thing going here. Where's the where? Oh yeah, here's the path. So they tried to tie this together, right? So they have it tied together at this visual container, and these are all parts of it, subparts of it, right? So they have 0, 1, 0, 2, right? So they tried to tie this whole path together. But what they didn't do is tie it to the actual refresh action. There's actually none of these have like the 000 in front of them, right? At all, right? So, but it's kind of important, right? When you hit refresh, you want to know like what's the maximum amount of time a visual came back, right? Because that's the last visual that came back, and so that technically is how long it took to render that page is the maximum visual that came back, maximum time, right? So I had to invent it, right? I had to invent the full path here. So basically, full path. I had to do some logic here and figure it out. But anyway, so now everything that's tied to that refresh, has that refresh as a parent, right? And this becomes the only way that I could figure out to do the calculations I wanted to do. Now, the other thing that I did was in root actions, I also returned chart type here because I don't know. I used it or whatever, but these root actions and then these things link to event types, the events and all of that, blah blah blah. So it's like here's the data model, right? So those are the main things that I had to fix. And now you take a look at this real quick. Now you look at this, this is the original, this is the alternate one. You can see, well, there's not much difference between the two. And in fact, Greg, you made it worse because you added all those visuals, and now it's taking 4,000 milliseconds longer or 4 seconds longer overall. Well, yeah, sort of, I guess you could say, but it gets more complicated than that. Um, so what you have to look at is in this case, the max visual container. So the alternate version, it had a maximum of like one time it refreshed, and it was like the maximum visual container that came back was 1,470 milliseconds, so 1.4 seconds, versus the original, its maximum ever through the 10 refreshes, the maximum visual that ever happened, that rendered was 760 milliseconds. Okay, so you're still probably saying, well, Greg, so you screwed it up. It's slower. Well, not really. All right, it's technically faster, and the reason it's faster is the average visual container all refreshes is 293.72 milliseconds versus with the headline insights, the average visual container all refreshes is 351.67 milliseconds. But here's the key, right? So here's the key. So 473 milliseconds, the average of the max, versus the average of the max for headline insights original is 539. This, right? This is the average of the maximum visual that came back, meaning that this is returning faster by about 100 milliseconds, well, 50 milliseconds, 60 milliseconds, right, on average than the other one. Okay, I hope that makes sense in terms of when you really start to get into this, it gets really interesting. But you can kind of see it right here here's the 10 refreshes of the alternate version. Here's the 10 refreshes of the original. And you can see that there's a couple high values in here, right? In terms of there's your maximum and then there's average of the visual container. But you can see like this is 196, 240, 286, 326, 380. Versus here, you never have anything in the 100s or 200s. It's all 366, 383, 396, 400. So technically, if you did it on the average, this is returning faster, even though there's more visuals on the page. The last visual that renders is actually rendering faster than over here, right? Like if, for example, like we just did the first two runs, like first run, this was 246. That's the last visual that rendered, right? And this was 366. So this whole mantra of hey, more visuals on a page is bad, right? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If they're if they're very simple visuals, then you actually are, you can actually more visuals could mean better performance, right? It's more total rendering time, but the last visual on the page is what counts. That's what counts as the fully complete rendered page. And you can see, there are no measures going on. I've totally eliminated headline insights. The visual element has gone way up, right? But things aren't getting queued as much, right? Things aren't waiting around to render. Things are rendering faster, essentially, even though there's more of it that it has to do. So thought this was extremely interesting. Now, I also wanted to say, well, I had some grouped elements on the original, so I wanted to see does grouping, does it or does it not matter? Well, we got to get back so we can compare it here. And it turns out it really doesn't. It's about the same. So you have about the same amount of visual rendering time, about the same amount of other. This is far within like, expected, variances and things like that, I would think, standard deviations and all that. I think that is insignificant, even though it is a little bit longer, but I don't think it's statistically significant. Now, I did one additional test though. So we'll go back to this report. Now I decided that, well, since all of this is just static information, what if I just made it all one big image? Right? So what I did was I hid these and I took a screenshot from this corner up here down to this corner down here. And then I can show that to you. It's, nope, that's just what's running. I don't want that one. It's this one. So there's my screenshot, right? And so then what I did was I created this page right here. So I copied these visuals over so they still all work. And then I pasted this. Now you can't just paste this. I'll show you what it does. right? So if you try to do an insert and then an image, and I think I put it in C temp. Yeah, here we go. You try to paste it in here, right? You can't get it to fit, right? You always have this white space around, right? You can't really get this thing to, to really do exactly what you want it to do. It's just kind of a little bit off, right? You got too much little space here. There's this border around here, and maybe you could fix it. Maybe you could fix it by going in here and tweaking some settings and things like that. But there's a far easier way to do it, right? Far easier way to do it, and that is you go to the canvas background, and you set it to the canvas background. You set the transparency to 0, and you set the image fit to fit. And then poof, it works perfectly, right? And then you just, had these visuals on here. So then I ran 10 versions of this one. And guess what happened? So there's Alt 2, right? Visual 2,343 milliseconds across all 10 runs, right? But this is what's important. The max visual container ever, right, was 53 seconds, which is 10x faster than anything else. It's over 10x faster, right? And then if you come down here to 47 was the average of max. Again, 10x faster than that, even more than 10x faster than these two, right? 39, average visual container all refreshes 39 seconds, right? So basically a 10x from that. So order of magnitude difference, right? And because basically I limited all of the visuals on the page to as much a degree as possible, and there were so few elements on the screen, and there was no DAX involved, right? So can you by paying attention to this stuff, can you improve your report performance by an order of magnitude? Well, yes, you can, as a matter of fact. So you should pay attention to this stuff. Like, I mean, what this says to me is that like anything that is static on a page, that you have static on a page, like little text or whatever it happens to be, anything that's going to be static on a page, make an image of it. Okay, do a screenshot, make it copy it, put it as your background for your canvas, and then away you go from there, right? And that seems to be a pretty decent technique for speeding up your reports and their performance in that. Now, is it going to apply in every situation? No, there are definitely going to be times when you have multiple different everything's dynamic on the page, right? I'm getting a call from spam people right now. But anyway, so there you have it. 10x faster reports by digging into the guts of how these visuals render and figuring out how to do it. So that's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.